economy, think again. You literally will have to go back to work minus 2 minutes after having the baby, because this right here cost me $70. The grapes were $35. 3 bananas, he's already eaten one. What is going on? And yes, I was aware of the price before I paid for them, and I will never not buy fruit for my kid. Looks like we're buying frozen blueberries from now on.
Hey folks, you think this is more gobsmack when it comes to the cost of living? Let's see what this mum have to say.
Does anyone else feel like as the years go on, life is getting harder? They keep going on about how, technology is changing and everything's going to be like streamlined and amazing as time goes on. Yet I feel like everything's getting harder. For example, going to the supermarket. I have a toddler. There are never enough registers with people open anymore, which is the option I usually take because it's so hard to scan things with a toddler in the trolley. It is impossible to keep them in the trolley and scan everything yourself. However, now there's always at least 2 or 3 people ahead of me in the lines, and I can't keep her in the trolley there either, and she's screaming and upset by the time we leave the supermarket. Every time. On top of that, having a car is difficult. Everything about having a car now costs so much money. The rego, you've got to have your insurance for it, the fuel for it. It's hard. And that's not mentioning all the things you've got to buy to service it yourself or the cost of having your car serviced. We're in an age where boomers are like, you need to do it yourself. Even though they had maybe the help of their families, they don't want to help the next generation because they're like, no, you need to learn to do it yourself. So that means simple things like working are hard with kids because they don't want to look after your kids because you should be doing it yourself. Daycare, childcare costs too much money. So you're either working to pay for childcare or you're not working, not paying for childcare, but still ending up with as little money, if you know what I mean. The dream is to have a house, yeah? Yeah. You got a house, you got a mortgage probably. And if you've got a mortgage, guess where your paycheck's going every week? Mortgage. Which, interest rates, let's put them up again. Let's put them up again. Who cares at this point? We're already stone cold broke coming into Christmas. Let's put the interest rates up. You think, you know what? Let's sell our house. Let's move into a cheaper house where we'd have less mortgage to pay. Good luck. Where are you going to move? Where are you going to find a cheaper house that's not asbestos and falling down? Are you going to find... No, it's not going to happen. Let's just rent. Okay, if you're going to rent, you're going to be paying pretty much the same price as the mortgage for a $700,000 to $800,000 house. You're paying almost the same amount per week and you don't even own the house. It is ludicrous. Just everything. Alcohol costs money when you're sad. The doctors, even with Medicare, cost $75 a visit. And not to mention, you've got to wait 2 weeks to see Why are we waiting? Why is there a wait list for doctors now? Excuse me? If I'm sick now, I need to see a doctor now. And I'm not going to go to emergency because they're so understaffed that people literally die in the ambulances waiting to get into the emergency room. And if you do go, you wait there for like hours and hours and hours bleeding out in their waiting room. It's so difficult to get my head around why everything is so difficult. Everything costs too much money. Everything. But what we're getting paid isn't going up enough because they can't afford to pay us because they don't have enough money to pay us because everything costs so much money. So basically, everybody is coming into Christmas broke. Everyone is broke this year. Everyone I know is struggling to do Christmas this year. And that's so depressing. Like, we're going to have to go back to the olden days where you make presents out of a freaking pine cone and put some glitter on it. Wham, bam, done. I'm just exhausted and I needed to have a rant about it. Because no matter what you do or how much you work, you just can't save any money in 2023. And look, I'm only predicting that it's going to get worse in the future. So good luck to everybody and Godspeed, basically. Godspeed.
Hey folks, what you saw here was a video about a mum ranting about the cost of living. Yes, Mum rant perfectly sums up living in Australia 2023. Well, her experience isn't unique to many other people. No secret about that. I mean, Aussie have copped the brunt of soaring inflation, rising interest rates, and worsening rental crisis, leaving countless people struggling just to make ends meet. So, Victorian woman Jess, who you see in the video, is one of many Aussies feeling the brutal impact of the cost of living crisis, and she is fed up. Okay, so I'm going to skip the part where the article is going to recite what she says. Let me see. Okay, let me see. Oh yes. So the woman then turned to the issue of the great Aussie dream of home ownership, pointing out how unattainable that goal have become. So she did obviously repeatedly blame high interest rates that leave people stone cold broke coming into Christmas. Okay, so I guess renting or selling your house may not be a viable option because hey, everything will cost exactly the same if you have a mortgage or renting. So now she just goes on about how bad the healthcare system at the moment, and despite what the federal government say, oh, they're spending millions of dollars in funding. So okay, now I'm gonna go on to this part. So this is the inflation rate. Oh, this is this year's compared to, I mean, to the previous quarter. Okay, there's quite a huge gap. Now, when uploading the video on Tuesday, the woman noted that she only scratched the surface of my rage when viewing the clip. TikTok have been viewed more than 41,000 times and racking up hundreds of comments. Jess' words clearly struck a nerve with many Australians, with people claiming she nailed it and everything she said was 100%. One added, "This is an incredibly depressing yet perfectly accurate analysis of life these days, unfortunately." A parent of young children claimed she makes a goal to sit at home and not to spend money so her family can get by. Another person agreed, saying they stay home because they cannot do much except pay mortgage and bills. Okay, babies, we're all in this sinking ship together, one simply said. However, there were some boomers who didn't appreciate being called out in the video, claiming they had it just as bad, if not harder. Okay, during the 80s, interest rates went up to 19%. That was tough too, one person said. Another claimed the family damn nearly starved when the interest rate hit 25%. Reality check, us boomers just had it just bad. Another one wrote. I didn't realize baby boomers uses TikTok. Anyway, folks, what do you reckon about this cost of living rant that's been going on throughout the internet? Is it going to get better or worse? Let your thoughts know in the comment section. Anyway, have a good day.